Great, guys. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you about the use case of this DSA. We have three use case for this DSA, guys. The first use case is obviously for clearing your interviews. Obviously for clearing your interviews, this is going to be helpful. So interview in the sense, I'm not only talking about SD interviews. Of course, this is going to be useful for SD interviews, probably for some SRE interview as well. You know what is SRE, right? That is Site Reliability Engineer, which comes under DevOps. We can also call them as DevOps engineers. And also we are going to have one more thing, so which is in some ML related role as well. Data structures and algorithms are going to be basic, right? One thing I can assure you, whatever AI comes, whatever AI comes, whatever AGI comes, that is artificial general intelligence comes, whatever let it be, this DSA is going to be, nobody will take away DSA. So let us take an example of 2050, guys. Okay, let us assume that we are in the year 2050. Do you think the LKG or UKG students will be learning anything other than alphabets? Obviously, that's not going to change, right? In a similar way, this data structures and algorithms is not going to change it, or this, which is a fundamental building blocks of a programming. Only if you know that, only if you're able to solve problem using DSA, you will be, you will be eligible for all these things, SD, SREs, and ML. I'm talking about top product-based companies. That is, let it be, Google, let it be, Microsoft, and so many Mang level companies. I hope you would have heard about it, right? Now you might ask me, sir, if you are able to teach for Google and Microsoft, why don't you go and work over there? So that might be the question. I'll come to that question. I'll explain all those questions. Okay, why I chose this path and other things. Okay, so the first thing is going to be, of course, this is going to be helpful for clearing the interview and so many interviews. So whatever technical related roles that you are going to go, this data sets and algorithms are going to be the fundamental thing. So the guy who is earning 3 LPA and the guy who is earning 30 LPA, this DSA is going to be the bridge for him. That's the only difference. So is this guy skill is same? This guy also knows React, right? And this guy also knows React. Then what is the only difference? Then why he is getting 30 LPA and why this guy is getting 3 LPA? The only major difference, one of the differences, data structures and algorithms, right? So even this is the first use case, as I have told you, for clearing your online, that is your campus placements. For campus placements, I'll come to the second thing. Okay, so second thing is, I hope you have seen your elder brothers, elder sisters, or whomever is working in a product-based company, right? So they also, if they want to switch to a particular job, let us assume that they are working for around 5 LPA. Okay, let us assume that they are working for around 5 LPA. So if they want to make a switch, let's say from 5 LPA, they are willing to jump to some 20 LPA or whatever package that they are deciding for. Again, what they will happen? Again, they are going to be asked the data structures algorithm. That is same DSA. Same thing is going to be asked for them. Right? 2 use cases are over. Now let me come to the third use case. Sir, what I'm planning to do is I'm not going to sit for placement, sir. So I'm planning to do BTech in, I'm planning to do my master's in computer science or EA or whatever it is. So I'm in my college currently. Let us assume that you are in some EA college. And what you are planning is, you're planning to do master's in a particular college. Let's say you're going to abroad and you're doing master's in, let us assume that it's an MIT college. Okay, it's a top institute that is, around the globe. So even after, even after studying in MIT, of course, we have to give interviews, right, for various companies. It is not that, after studying from MIT, the company is going to come and directly take you up. This is not going to be the case, right? Of course, an interviews will be conducted. For that interviews as well, the same data structure algorithm that you are studying now is going to be helpful without any doubts, right? Again, if you're applying for interviews, if you're applying for coding rounds, again, the same data structures and algorithms are going to be helpful. So 3 use cases are over. First use case is your on campus. There is the placements, whatever you are going to look for. Second thing is going to be a job switch. Third thing is going to be the thing, whatever I explained to you. Even if you're going for higher studies, the same thing is going to chase you up. It is similar to your mathematics, right? This is going to follow you until you are getting a top packages. Just a second, I'll just accept few users. Great days. Fine. Now let me come to the fourth point. Okay, sir. How can I, how am I going to use it while doing development? This might be the question that most of you will be asking, right? I will explain this to you as well, right? So let us say, I hope you would have heard about this is the very basic thing, right? So you're using a mobile phone, right? This is your mobile phone. You're using a mobile phone. Let's say you're using Instagram in your mobile. You want to log in into your Instagram account. What is the basic process that will happen is the basic process is nothing, but basically in between you're going to have something called a server. So this one we basically call it as server. And over here I'm going to have something called as disk. So over here I'm going to have my database. So where all your details, that is your account details, your email ID and password, everything will be stored inside your database. So what you will do basically, so basically you will be sending a request. Let's say you are planning to log in into your into your Instagram, right? So you'll be requesting your server. What the server will do basically. So the server is going to this server is going to hit this database. The server is going to hit this database and it's going to look for whether the email ID, whether your email ID and your password is correct or not. If it is correct, it's going to return true. If it is not correct, it's going to return false. Right. So let us assume that it is true. Basically, this is going to return true. And basically, this is going to return true over here since you have entered proper email ID and password. I hope you got this particular scenario. Right. Now, you might ask this question, sir, how we are using data structures and algorithms over here. Yes, I will come to that point. So basically, the computation time, see, inside the DB, you are not the only one user, right? So in Instagram, there are, I don't know the exact number. So basically, you will have at least more than 1 crore plus users. You will easily have 1 crore plus users, right? So it needs to search for each and everything, right? It needs to search for your email ID and it needs to search for your password and it needs to compare your email ID and password. Then only it will allow you to log in into the Instagram, right? So all these things happen within a fraction of seconds, right? So the computation should not take a lot of time. That's the basic thing, right? The computation, whatever you're doing over here, should not supposed to take a lot of time. Am I right or not, guys? Yes, 100% true. 100% true. So I hope I will teach you all this networking and everything while doing in our React classes and in our Node.js classes. You need not worry about it. So just as an example, I'm saying most of you will be asking, right? How am I going to use it for real development? Basically, for writing an optimal code. Sir, what is optimal code, sir? Optimal code is nothing but it should be efficient in terms of time as well as space. It should be efficient in terms of time and space. Sir, I do not understand, sir. What is the efficiency in terms of time, sir? So basically, let us take a scenario, guys. Let's say you're opening your Instagram. And what if it takes more than 10 seconds to open your Instagram? Nobody will be patient enough, right? So definitely, everybody will be frustrated. So that means what you should supposed to do? Your application should be time efficient. So what is space efficiency, sir? Let's say you're having a mobile. Okay. What if your application is taking some 5 GB? Instagram is taking 5 GB. Nobody will be happy, right? So everybody needs as optimal application as possible. That's a very, very important point. So if we, as a developer or as a, as an efficient guy, it is your responsibility to make your code time and space efficient. So that is the basic crux of learning data structures and algorithms. So it is not that you're going to learn data structures and algorithms. Many of you, misunderstand this. It is problem solving using data structures and algorithms. In order to solve a particular problem, we are going to use data structures and algorithms for it. Just a second, I will accept few users. Yeah, fine. For problem solving, you are going to use data structures and algorithms. I hope you are clear with this scenario, guys. And so many of them, like, sir, programming is very, very difficult, sir. Programming is, it's like a headache. IT job is full of stress and other things. So I don't know, I don't know whether you are having this myth in your brain or not. So I promise you, within these classes, I don't know how many classes we are going to have for this. So this entire 1 year, we are going to give you support for this data structure and algorithms, at least for 6 months. At least for 6 months, I'm going to teach you entire thing, guys. That is starting from basics. starting from basics, that is from variable declaration. So what is an integer? The variable declaration, I'm going to take you to dynamic programming, which is the most advanced concept. Dynamic programming, graphs. So then after that, we'll be solving few company-specific questions that were asked in Google, questions that were asked in Microsoft, questions that were asked in Meta. Everything we are going to solve now. Okay. So we are having 6 long months. You need not worry about it at all. So I promise you, within the few classes itself, you will be getting a lot of confidence in problem solving. So basically, what is problem solving is? Let's say, I think I'm deviating from the topic. So I will come back to all those things. So these are the 4 use cases how we are going to use data structure algorithms. The query, that is, let's say you are requesting to this particular database, and it should be responded within few seconds. It should be responded within 0.1 seconds, right? So that's the role of developer, right? Of course, cloud also plays a major role in it. But as a developer, it is our responsibility to write an efficient code, efficient query, right? So this is the basic use case of data structure algorithms. That's why the company is asking data structure algorithms, and they're paying that much to most of the developers, right? I hope you got the exact scenario, guys. Whatever I'm trying to say, right? So these are the 4 use cases. If somebody tells you like, data structure algorithms is not important, you can directly deep dive into development. There is ChatGPT and there is Cloud. So please ignore them, and if possible, if they are your friend, explain all these scenarios, whatever I have told you. Right. So these are some of the basic use cases. So I will tell you about me. So you might ask me, sir, why don't you go and work in a big product-based company? Yes, I'll just tell my story. So I'm basically 2020 passed out from SRM. I passed out in the year 2020. So I cracked a package of 18 LPA, so which is the highest package at that time. So it was the highest package. It was a super dream package. So along with this package, so it was a startup called HBK. If you want me, you can just take it in my LinkedIn as well. I have my, I have just added all those things to my LinkedIn. And after this, of course, I have cracked 2 more packages along with this. So I cracked the TCS, which is a service-based company. Obviously, I did not take that offer, and obviously one more offer is nothing but this thing, that is Wipro. And I cleared the round of Cognizant as well, as according to college policy. Since I have cracked the 2 same packages, they did not allow me to sit for Cognizant. Okay, so this is a small story about me. Then I worked over there for around 6 months. So I found my work to be, very, very monotonous. So it was slightly boring. So that's why, I rang up sir and I spoke to him. So I told that, I wanted to, join Aptitude Guru, him, and I'm doing both the things over here. The application, I hope you would have seen LMS and other things, right? So LMS, it was built by me and my team, right? So we are building so many applications, right? There is LMS and there is RMS and the college guru, and we are building so many applications. We have various client projects as well. So these are the few things that I'm doing. Of course, I am paid really well over here, right? So over here, I'm getting both the exposures. Right? I'm talking with various students, and I'm creating, I'm adding value to their life. I'm helping them. So all those things give me a lot of satisfaction, of course. And one more thing is I'm into development as well. Under me, more than 50 plus developers are working, and 20 plus interns are working. So I'm basically working as a tech lead over here, as you might have know about me, right? So this is a small introduction about me. Of course, if I want to make a switch, yeah. So one more thing I forgot to mention. So recently I cracked Amazon as well, which is 52 lakhs per annum as an SD2. So, but what I chose was, since this is giving me a better satisfaction, and pay is also very good over here. Okay? I'm getting around more than 36 plus LP as a base around, and along with that, I get a lot of travel allowance. I got a lot of stocks. I got a lot of shares and other things. So this is just a small introduction about me. Of course, this is a few things about me, guys. And I think I'm eligible enough to teach you coding, so you can notice the difference within the few couple of classes itself. That's one promise. That's one assurance that I'm giving from my side. Okay. So coming back to data structures and algorithms, sir, how can I crack all the interviews, sir? What is the difference between a guy who, what is the difference between a guy who is feeling data structures and algorithms difficult? Let's say he is guy A and he is guy B. Okay. Or else let me just take a real name. So let's say the name of this guy is Arun and name of this guy is Sai, which is relatable, right? So these are the two persons who have standard. So what this guy says, like, so the coding is very difficult. DSA is tough. So this is what this guy is saying. What this guy is saying, like, sir, I'm able to clear the interviews. I'm very happy and I'm very confident in cracking the interviews. I'll tell you one fundamental difference between these two guys. Basically, for any problem, let it matter, right? I hope you would have cleared your 12th standard mathematics examination, right? So if you look into your 12th standard mathematics, I hope there is one chapter called as, vector algebra. There is one chapter called as integration, differentiation, and there are so many other chapters, right? Let's say a problem is given to you. Let us take an example, okay? X square plus, I don't remember exactly, x square plus 5x plus 7. Okay, if this is the factorization that is given to you, will you be able to go into the exam and will you be able to solve it directly without even solving the problem before your examination? Is it even possible? Guys? Definitely it's not possible, right? So every question, so let it be maths, let it be your physics problems, let it be your chemistry problems, let it be your, whatever problem, let it matter. Every problem follows a pattern. We agree with me, guys? So this problem will be following a method. You're going to use a particular method into this, right? And if you take one more thing, so what is the one more thing that I'm having? If you take integration, there is one technique called as partial fraction. So only if you have solved that particular problem before the classes, then only you will be able to solve this particular problem, right? Obviously, in examination, you are not like I'm going to this is the new problem that I'm going to get. I'm going to think about this problem for the entire 3 hours and I'm going to solve it, which will not work, which is not going to fetch you results, right? That means what is the crucial skills in whatever competitive examinations or whatever exams that you are going to attend? It is the pattern recognition, right? So this guy knows how to recognize patterns. He knows pattern recognition. He knows pattern recognition. And what this guy knows, this guy doesn't know pattern recognition. He would have solved random questions. So this is the only difference between these two persons. Of course, practice is one more crucial thing, but this is the main difference. This guy knows how to recognize pattern and this guy doesn't know how to recognize pattern. See, ultimately, let us be very, very honest. Why we are studying DSA? Everybody needs result, right? If you're going to a gym, we will be expecting a result within a couple of months or within, within 6 months, which is half a year, right? So if you're doing, if you're not getting any results, nobody will get motivation for doing it, right? So what is our plan is in the sessions, in the entire technical session, we are going to plan pattern-based problem solving. What are the common patterns? So let's say there are so many common patterns. Case one is sliding window. I don't know whether you have heard about it or not. Sliding window is one of the common pattern. So don't worry if you're not understanding this. I'm just giving this as an example. These are the patterns where the question are going to come. Sliding window, and we have one more pattern. Let's say DFS, and we have one more pattern that is BFS, and we have so many other patterns similar to this. And we have backtracking, of course. Backtracking. So these are the different patterns that you are going to use in order to solve a particular question. Right. I hope you got the exact scenario, whatever I'm saying. So of course, this is the major difference between these two persons. He knows how to recognize the pattern and he knows what are all the important patterns that is asked in an interview. Right. So this guy doesn't know how to recognize pattern and he's solving some random question. I hope you got the thing. Of course, I'm sorry. So this guy finds it easy. DSA is easy. And this guy finds it tough. I hope you got the analogy. I hope you got the analogy, whatever I'm trying to say. Right. I hope I have cleared why you should supposed to do all the things. Of course, with respect to the language, you can choose any of the 3 languages. Case, of course, you can either choose Java. I think most of the college insist on Java. Right. You can go with Java itself if you're starting with if you're currently starting off with a language, or you can go with Python, or you can go with Python, or you can choose C++. Any of these 3 languages you can go with. Java, Python, and C++. Any of these 3 languages. Sir, why should I pick Java, sir? Of course, Java is going to be used for backend development. Most of the companies use Java backend development. I will tell you pros and cons. It's completely up to you what language you're supposed to use. It is going to be useful for backend development, and of course, this is the only one major use case that you're going to use Java. Most of the companies ask for Java developers, right? So that's why college insists most of you to go with Java. Even I insist, right? You can go with Java itself if you're not into any other languages. Okay. Second thing, of course, I should suppose to talk about the disadvantages as well, right? Disadvantages, of course, it is syntax intensive. It is syntax intensive. Syntax is very big. So your typing speed should be of good level if you're choosing Java. Of course, since most of you are in your first year, you will be able to improve within within 6 months or 8 months, which should not be an issue for you. So as a first year student, if you did not pick any language, of course, you should suppose to choose Java. Now you might ask me, sir, then what is the role of C language, sir? Some of them are teaching C language in my college. Of course, I will come to that point. I will come to that point. Okay. So C language is the thing, but as you would have heard about it, C language is considered to be as mother of all languages. I hope you have heard about it. Right? C language is considered to be the mother of all languages. Why should I suppose to learn C language, sir, if I am having Java, Python, and C++? You are asking me to choose only one among these three languages. Right? C language, you should suppose to learn because C language doesn't have any predefined function. Sir, what do you mean by predefined function? What do you mean by other things? I will explain you this. Okay. So basically, let's say you are sitting in an interview, guys. Okay, I will quickly wrap up this and I will quickly start off with the classes. Okay. Basically, let's say you are sitting in an interview. Okay. You're going for the interview and you're sitting in an interview. What the interviewer asks is, interviewer is asking you a question for sort a particular array. So this is the very, you need not know about array and all. Just as an example, I am showing this to you. So what this guy is saying is, this guy is saying to sort a particular array, right? So what you're doing is, so we are having two ways of doing it. The first way is you can use a predefined function. You can use a predefined function. The second way is you need not use a predefined function. No function might be used, right? So these are the two different ways that we are having, right? With this you can use predefined function. With this you may not use predefined function. So what if you use predefined function is, let's say you will simply call one function called as sort and your entire program will be done. Just one word you're using over here, right? Only one word you're using. But what the interviewer will expect is, interviewer will be like, I don't want to use only the sort function. I want the entire implementation of sort function. So that means what you should supposed to do, you should write around 10, or you can either use merge sort, you can either use bubble sort. There are so many other sorting algorithms which we'll be covering in our classes. You need not worry about it. Just as an example, I'm telling to you why you should supposed to pick C language at an initial stage, why you are studying it, right? So if you need to implement sort function, you have to write around 10 or 12 lines of code, depending upon the algorithm, whatever you are using, right? 10 to 15 lines of code. So then only the interviewer will be satisfied. Basically, he is testing your basics. He is testing that whether you know how to implement this or not. So recently, one of my students attended Zoho, guys. So what he did was he directly implemented the sort function. He directly, he took his compiler and directly implemented the sort function. The interviewer was like, "Don't do this. I want to see the entire implementation." That was the thing the interviewer told to that day. Right. I hope you got the scenario, what I'm saying. In order for your fundamentals to be clear, it is very important that you are starting off with your C language. C language is very, very important. I hope you got it. I hope you got the scenario, whatever I'm trying to say. So start with your C language, and one more advantage for the C language is in your first round, which is your online assessment. Most of the companies ask MCQs in C language, considering that to be as a fundamental language. I hope you got it. Right. C language is mother of all languages. Just learn some basic syntaxes. Learn how to solve basic problems using C language. Learn about printf, scanf. There are so many other things. Right. Learn about all those things. Then you can come to any of these C languages: Java, Python, or C++. Right. So I hope you got the exact scenario. Now you might ask me, sir, why can't I use C language? Why should I suppose to learn a new language? I'll come to that as well. So in the first round, every company conducts something called as online test. online test. In an online test, probably 2 coding questions will be given to you, problem 1 and problem 2. You are expected to solve these 2 coding questions within a time span of around 1 hour, 60 minutes. 60 minutes. So as I have told you, if I use other languages, I can easily use this predefined function. If I use C language, I cannot use this predefined function. So within this 90 minutes, whatever it is, the computer doesn't know whether you're using a normal sort function or whether you are writing the entire implementation, right? So basically, what it will do. So basically, computer expects you to solve all the test cases. It wants to satisfy all the test cases. It's a computer-based test. So if you're writing the computer-based test, you cannot go with C language. In C language, so let's say if you're implementing sort function, as I have mentioned over here, you need to write around 10 to 15 lines of code. Merge sort definitely takes that much amount of time, which is an optimal sorting algorithm. So rather than that, what you can choose? You can choose either Java, C++, or Python, and you can easily implement the sort function and your job will be done. You can easily complete it within 60 minutes, which is an intelligent way, right? I hope you got the scenario, guys. C language is for fundamentals. You will learn everything in C language, how to implement sorting algorithm, how to implement, other algorithms as well. So over here, what we are doing basically in this online test, you cannot go with fundamentals. That is, you cannot, write around 10 to 15 lines of code. It is very mandatory that you are fast enough. In Aptitude, you would have learned so many shortcuts there. I hope sir would have taught you. So it is similar to shortcut. Just implementing sort function, it should be sorted out. This entire question should be sorted out. I hope you are understanding the scenario. I hope you understood what language you should supposed to choose. So in this classes, anyways, I'm going to code with both the languages. I'll be coding with Java as well as I'll be coding with Python. Okay. I'll be focusing on these 2 languages for sure without any doubts. Right. So in the upcoming batches, let's say based on your preference, some of you will be going into Java or some of you will be going into Python. It's completely based on your preference, right? Or if you want C++ as well, I can make that as well. I can make an arrangement for that as well. It's completely your choice. See, language is just a mode of communication, guys, right? Ultimately, your problem solving skill is going to speak. I hope you got the thing. I hope I have cleared everything, right? Any doubts with respect to this case? Any questions or anything that you're having from your side? You can obviously, unmute and talk, or you can text in the chat box itself. Anything, guys? Any doubts or something like that? Great, Nimala. What about others?
No doubt, sir. No doubt, sir.
Great, Adeshwaran. And if you are responding, what happened to others, guys? See, what I want is basically I want the sessions to be very, very interactive. Okay, so you are practicing it from the very beginning, right? So you're going to sit in an interview and basically you're going to market yourself in an interview. Great, Akash. Great, Akash.
Sir, one question can I ask for general?
Sure, Sanchita. கேளுங்க.
சார் இப்போ வந்து சி வந்து we are learning சார். இப்போ சியை பர்ஃபெக்டா லேர்ன் பண்ணா வில் ஜாவா பைத்தான் வில் பி சிமிலரா ஈஸியா இருக்குமா இல்லாட்டி அதெல்லாம் வேற மாதிரி எப்படி டஃப்பா இருக்குமா சார் லேர்ன் பண்றதுக்கு?
சிஏ நீங்க லேர்ன் பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்களுக்கு எல்லா லாங்குவேஜுமே ஈஸியா இருக்கும் சஞ்சிதா. இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்க ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றேன் பாருங்க. லெட்ஸ் சே யூ ஆர் டிரைவிங் மாருதி 800. ஒரு கார் இருக்குமா உங்கள்கிட்ட? யூ ஆர் டிரைவிங் மாருதி 800. இந்த மாருதி 800 கார் இருக்கிறதுலே கஷ்டம், கரெக்டாமா? இட் இஸ் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். ஐம் சேயிங் திஸ் ஃபார் எவ்ரி ஒன் கைஸ். It is very difficult to drive because in terms of comfort as well as in terms of this thing, gearing system and many other things. But if you drive this car, can you easily drive Mercedes Benz? What lamma mudiyada?
Yes sir.
Drive Mercedes Benz. So what I am saying is C language is like Maruti 800. Python or Java or C++ is driving Mercedes Benz. If you are able to drive Maruti 800, of course, you will easily drive Benz. அதுதான் scenario. இன்டர்வியூல என்ன கேட்பான், உன்னால இதுவும் பண்ண முடியுமான்னு கேட்பான். வெதர் யூ ஆர் ஏபிள் டு டிரைவ் திஸ் ஆஸ் வெல்னு கேட்பான். அவ்வளவுதான். தட்ஸ் தி ஒன்லி திங்.
Thank you, sir.
Great. No issues. Guys, I hope it is clear for you, right? நம்ம அப்படியே ப்ராப்ளமுக்கு போலாமா? Let us focus on few problems. எனக்கு ஒன்னே மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க. I just want to know few things from you guys. So if condition the variables அதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் just கொடுக்கணுமா? How many of you want just about it? Because what we are trying to do is in all our batches, whatever I'm handling most of the first batches and second batches, and I will be handling those batches. நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்னா I will be starting from very scratch and will be moving to very advanced topics such as DP, graphs, and there are many other things, right? I can skip it, right? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Most of the people தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். எல்லாருக்குமே கிளியராடா ப்ளீஸ்?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Great, guys. Okay, I will skip it. Okay, fine. Doubts then you can ask me, guys. Anytime you can. I hope you, sir, you will be having a number, my number or sir somebody. Anytime you can text me or message me and you can ask me. Okay, I'll be more than happy and I'll be more than happy to clear all your doubts. Great, awesome, guys. So we will kickstart them, guys. We'll just kickstart. So what we are trying to do is we'll solve basic patterns and we'll be moving on to few medium level patterns as well. Then after solving all those patterns, we'll be directly moving on to lead code. Step by step we'll go, guys. We're not going to hurry up. We are having next 1 year time in order to do all these things, right? We're having 1 year time, which is a huge time, guys. So one more thing I would like to say, even எனக்குமே easier lama, it was not easy for me, right? So make sure that you are ready to work really hard. சில டைம்ல வரும், சில டைம்ல ஆன்சர் வராது, சில டைம்ல என்ன தோணும்னா என்னடா இவ்வளவு முட்டாளா இருக்குமேன்னு தோணும். பட் ஆல் தோஸ் ஆர் த பார்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ராசஸ். யாருக்குமே சைக்கிள் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடுத்த உடனே ஓட்ட வராது, கரெக்டுங்களா? ஸோ அதெல்லாம் ஒரு ப்ராசஸ் தான். யூ நீட் நாட் வெரி அபவுட் ஆல் தோஸ் திங்ஸ். ஓகே, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங், ஓகே, நான் சின்னதா ஃபன் லூப்னா ஜஸ்ட் ஐ வில் ஜஸ்ட் கிவ் யூ ஐ வில் ஜஸ்ட் டேக் 2 minutes. லெட்ஸ் சே ஐம் பிரிண்டிங் 1 star, guys. எப்படி பிரிண்ட் பண்ண போறோம்? So I'm going to go with Java as well as Python. So we are going to print this. Very simple. I'm going to use print statement and I'm going to print this star, which is very simple, right? Let's say I want to print 2 different stars. Every print I'll be again using this print statement. Then what I'll be doing? So this is just a pseudo code that I'm writing. So this doesn't belong to any language. This is not belonging to any language. And what am I going to do now? So I'm going to print 2 different stars over here. And over here, what am I going to do? Again, I'm going to give 3 stars. What am I going to get? I'm going to get this print. And I'm going to get 3 different stars over here. And one more thing, what am I going to do? I'm going to have 4 different stars. Print and what I'm going to borrow. This is proper. For all these things, I'm getting it properly. What if, let us say, I'm having 1,000 stars like this. What if I'm having 1,000 stars like this? Is it practically possible to put all these 1,000 stars like this, guys? Is it practically possible? Definitely it's not possible, right? You cannot add all these 1,000 stars and you cannot make all these 1,000 stars to count. It is practically not possible at all. It is 100% true, correct? So the handle பண்றதுக்கு what we are using, I hope most of you know what is for loop, right? For handling this, what we are using, we are going to use something called as for loop, where it's going to start from, for loop is going to start from 1. Since I want to print 1,000 stars, it is going to go to less than or equal to 1,000 and it's going to go till I++. Of course, in Python it's a different scenario. I'll come to all those things. Okay, so starting from 1, it is going to go to 1,000 and the 1,000 stars is going to be printed over here, starting from this point to this point. I hope you are clear with the scenario, guys. Right, for loop la ellarkume therinjirukullada, onume doubt irukka adula for loop la. For loop and other things,
No doubt, sir.
ellarkume clear thana. For loop la it's a basic thing. Great, guys. Just ஒரு இது மாதிரி கொடுத்தேன், glimpses மாதிரி, that's it. So இது ஓகேவா? So எவ்வளவு stars வேணாலும் you can print it. Let's say I want to print only 5 stars. என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? For loop will be starting from 1 and it will be going to less than or equal to 5 and I'm going to give I++ over here. And what am I going to do? I'm going to use printf or whatever it is. When I code this, I will code it in a specific language. For now, I'm just following the pseudocode or C language for it. Okay. So then what I'll be doing then? I'm going to add this star over here. That's it. So let's say I want to print, 100 stars. Very, very simple, correct? I in the I am going to have it as 1. I is going to go till 100. Then I am going to give I plus plus over here. So if I give printf, I'll be printing 100 stars over here. Very simple, right? Accordingly, you can just change your numbers. Whatever numbers you want, you can just mark the numbers accordingly. Now, let us come to nested for loop. How we are going to do nested for loop? Now, let us take an example. Let us say I am having 5 stars over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's say I'm having 5 stars over here. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to print a pattern like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right. Let us say what is the n value that is given to me is n value that is given to me is 4. So I am expected to print this for 4 different lines. So this is going to be first line, this is going to be second line, this is going to be third line, and this is going to be fourth line. For 4 different lines, we need to print this. So what is the layman way of thinking this is? How a layman will think for this? Very, very simple. He is going to use his for loop where I will be starting from 1 and I will be going to less than or equal to what gets less than or equal to 5 and I plus plus. I'm going to open and close this for loop. Again, I'm going to start this for loop. I will be starting from 1. I will be going to less than or equal to 5 and I plus plus. Again, what am I going to do? Again, I will be starting from 1. I will be going to less than or equal to 5 and I plus plus. Again, what should I supposed to do? Again, I am supposed to write this for loop. I will be starting from 1. I is less than or equal to 5 and I plus plus. Will it work properly, guys? Yes, definitely it will work properly. But this is working for n value equal to 4. What if the user is giving me n value as 100? Is it practically write all the 100 lines of for loop over here? Is it practical enough, guys? 100% no. If the n value is 100, it is definitely not practical for me to add 100 different lines for this. Am I correct or not, guys? Am I correct or not? 100%. I hope you're agreeing with me. Right. In order to handle this condition, what am I going to do? I'm going to have 2 different for loops over here. One for loop is going to be for rows. So this is going to be for rows, and one particular for loop is going to be for columns. Right. So this is going to be for rows, and this. I hope you understood the scenario, right? So this is why we need something called as nested for loop. I hope you understood the scenario. So this is for the rows, external rows, whatever rows that I'm going to have. This is going to go to less than or equal to some point. So in this case, it is 4, right? Less than or equal to 4 and I plus plus. Since we have 5 different stars over here, what am I going to add over here, guys? J is going to start from 1. J is going to go to less than or equal to 5 and J plus plus. Something like that we are going to have over here. Any doubt on this, guys? So, any doubts in this case? It's crystal clear, right? Because every topics are interrelated, right? If you're not able to understand a particular topic, interrupt me there itself and you can ask me. And quite friendly, as many of you know about me, right? Whomever has joined the class. In a doubt, it doesn't matter whether it's silly doubt or whatever it is. Right? I'm not going to criticize you, I'm not going to scold you with anything. Sir, my fear is about logical thinking. Sam, இப்பதான் நம்ம ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கோம், ஓகேவா? பாகுபலி படம் இப்பதான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிருக்கு. இனிமேல் தான் அந்த பிரம்மாண்டம் தெரியும். You will get the confidence. ஓகேவா? அதெல்லாம் வரி பண்ணிக்காதீங்க. Just sit back, relax and enjoy. இப்பதான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். I am there for you, okay? Problem solving will be very, very easy. I am there to help you.
சார் சம்டைம்ஸ் வந்து லாஜிக் கரெக்டா இருந்தா கூட ஹிடன் டெஸ்ட் கேஸ்னு ஒன்னு இருக்கு சார், அது ஃபெயில் ஆயிருக்கு.
ஓகே அது எனக்கே அந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம் நடந்துருக்குமா ஸ்டார்டிங் கேஸ்ல. அதெல்லாம் சொல்றேன், அது பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ண வரும். ஆல் தோஸ் சினாரியோஸ் I'll just tell you, okay, you need not worry. இப்போதைக்கு வரி பண்ணிக்காதீங்க. சொல்லுங்கம்மா சஞ்சிதா.
நான் எல்எம்எஸ் பண்றேன் சார். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 10 to 15 ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் ஈஸியா இருந்துச்சு. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து டெஸ்ட் கேஸ் பாஸ் ஆகுது. ஆனா நம்ம சப்மிட் பண்ணும்போது ஹிடன் டெஸ்ட் கேஸ் ஃபெயில்னு வருது சார்.
அப்படிதான். இப்போ வந்து ரெண்டு ரெண்டு பீப்புள் இருக்காங்கம்மா. ஒருத்தர் வந்து ஆவரேஜ், ஓகேவா? நீங்க வந்து சஞ்சிதா வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ரானரி. ஆவரேஜ் பீப்புள் எப்படி நம்ம செக்ரிகேட் பண்ண முடியும்? இந்த மாதிரி டெஸ்ட் கேஸ் வச்சுதான் கரெக்டா? நீங்க டெஸ்டே செம்ம கட் ஆஃப் தானே நீங்க? நல்ல கட். மேக்ஸ் ஈஸியா இருந்ததாம்மா ஸ்டார்டிங்ல, உண்மையை சொல்லுங்க. கஷ்டமா தானே இருந்திருக்கும் ஸ்டார்டிங்.
ஆமா சார்.
அதே மாதிரிதான் இதுவும். உங்களுக்கு மென்டார்ஸ் எல்லாருமே இருக்காங்க. we will take care of it, ஓகேவா? அப்படியே ஜாலியா பண்ணுங்க. பண்றத ஹாப்பியா பண்ணுங்க. சஞ்சிதாக்கு மட்டும் இல்ல, எல்லாருக்குமே. ஜஸ்ட் பி ஹாப்பி, ஜஸ்ட் என்ஜாய் ப்ராப்ளம் சால்விங். ஓகேங்களா? நீங்க என்ஜாய் பண்ணீங்கனாலே ரிசல்ட் will automatically follow. you need not worry about the results. just make this as your passion. நீங்க கிரிக்கெட் விளையாடுவீங்க, சில பேர் பிஎஸ் விளையாடுவீங்க, சில பேர் மொபைல் கேம்ஸ் விளையாடுவீங்க, பப்ஜி அந்த மாதிரி, கரெக்டுங்களா? அதே மாதிரி ஜஸ்ட் மேக் இட் as a passion. just make problem solving as a passion. let it be aptitude, let it be coding, let it be system design, whatever it is. Right?
Okay, sir.
ஒன்னோட நம்ம எக்ஸிகியூஷன் லெவல்ல புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம் and we will move forward with. Okay, so what exactly happens over here actually? So let us say I want to print, இப்படி நான் print பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். let's say I want to print 4 stars with 3 rows. how am I going to do with this? நான் ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி, as I have told you, outer thing whatever I am having, this for loop is starting from 1 and it is going to less than or equal to 4, and I am going to have 8 plus plus over here. Right? Similarly, so why I am making this as 4? So this should not be 4, this should be 3. Why this should be 3, guys? Because we are having 3 different rows over here. I will tell you about the execution, how this exactly executes. Okay, you need not worry about it now. So since we are having 3 different rows, this is first row, this is second row, and this is third row. What happens over here? I value starts from 1, I value goes to less than or equal to 3, and 8 plus plus. I hope you are getting my point. So then what I should supposed to do? Inside this for loop, j value I am going to have it as 1. Okay, how many columns I am having over here? J is going to go to less than or equal to 4, and I am going to have j plus plus over here. I hope you are getting my point. And over here, what I should supposed to put in, guys? I am going to use printf here 4 for. Why I am putting 4? Because I am having 4 different things over here, right? I am having 4 different columns, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's why I am making it as j less than or equal to 4. Then what am I going to do over here, guys? Then I am going to use printf. After using printf, what should I supposed to do? I should be giving this star. Then this printf should be moving on to the next line, right? Then நம்ம இத பார்க்கலாம். We'll just see while executing the coding part. இப்போதைக்கு நம்ம எப்படி வச்சுக்கலாம், ஓகேவா? We'll just have it like this. இத அப்படியே கோட் பண்ணலாமாடா? Shall we move on to the coding part? I hope you understand. இந்த I value வந்து 3 இருக்கும்போது, since I am having 3 different rows over here, 4 ஸ்டார் இருக்கிறதுனால this is going to be j less than or equal to 4. இது அப்படியே மக் அடிக்க கூடாது. You should not be mugging all these things. சார் இப்படி வந்தா இப்படி போடணும் சார், இப்படி வந்தா இப்படி போடணும் சார்னா it will not work out in an interview at all. You should not supposed to mug it. What is coding? ChatGPT இருக்கு, நிறையாவது இருக்குமா? How do you evaluate whether the code whatever ChatGPT or Cloud AI has given, whether it is correct? You should know the code, correct? You should know the execution of code. That's very, very important, guys. Correctங்களா? 100% true. 100% true. So இது எப்படி எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகுதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம். Let us try to understand the execution of it. Very, very simple, ma. I value I'm having it as 1. This is the starting point of it. So this is where we call it as algorithm. We are going to understand the algorithm or the execution of it. What is the j value, guys? J value is also going to be 1. So there are 2 conditions over here. What is the first condition? So first I'll be checking whether this I is less than or equal to 3 or not. Whether I is less than or equal to 3, guys, definitely 1 is less than or equal to 3. Condition is perfectly true without any doubts, right? Then where am I going to move? Then I'm going to move on to this f. Over here, what am I going to have? Over here, I'm going to have less than or equal to 4. What is my current j value? My current j value is 1, which is definitely less than or equal to 4 without any doubts. Since both the conditions are true, what's going to happen over here? One of the star is going to be printed over here. And what will happen to my j? My j will be incremented to 2. Right. Then again, what's going to happen over here, guys? Again, I'm going to check for the condition whether this 2 is less than or equal to 4 or not. Definitely 2 is less than or equal to 4. What's going to happen again? One more star is going to be printed successfully. Again, what's going to happen, guys? A j value will be incremented to 3. And what I'll be looking for over here? So this 3 will be less than or equal to 4. Of course, this condition is true. This condition doesn't have any issues. One more star is going to be printed over here. Again, what's going to happen? This is going to be erased. And this value is going to be 4. This 4 is less than or equal to 4. Definitely this condition is true. Then what's going to happen? One more star is going to be printed over here. Again, what's going to happen? Again, the value of this is going to be incremented to 5. 5 is less than or equal to 4. Since, is this condition true or false? Definitely this condition is going to be false. Right? What's going to happen then? This condition is going to fail and this will be the answer for this particular thing. So this entire for loop will be what? The execution of this entire for loop will be terminated. I hope you got the scenario. Any doubts with respect to this case? Number of rows and columns, we get 2 variables n1 and n2. Of course, the number of rows and columns. Yes, we will get 2 variables, Sam. The board mode paathukalam. Okay, well, let us focus on this for as of now. Great. So continue pannalama. So this is what I'm going to have. So what is the next thing that's going to happen? Since my j value became 4, since my j value is nothing but, what is the j value? What is the current j value? My current j value is nothing but 5, right? My current j value is nothing but 5. So since my j value is 5, of course, I'm going to come out of the loop. And what will happen to my I value? My I value will be incremented to. But before that, where am I having my cursor? The cursor, I'm having it only on this particular line. But what is the expected answer for this? The expected answer is, I should suppose to move this cursor onto the next line. This cursor, whatever I'm having, I should suppose to move this cursor onto the next line. Then only it will be working properly. Right? It is mandatory for me to move this cursor onto the next line. Right? So that the stars are getting printed over here. How to make sure the cursor is moving on to the next line? Very simple. I'm going to use a printf statement and I'm going to give something called a slash n, which ensures that this moves on to the next line. I hope you are clear with this scenario, guys. Any doubt in this? Next, what's going to happen? Again, what's going to happen? Again, the same scenario is going to continue. My j will be reinitialized to 1. My j will be reinitialized to 1. So since the condition is true, one more star is going to be printed. My j is going to be 2. Since this condition is true, one more star is going to be printed. My j value is 3. Again, one more star is going to be printed. My j is 4. Again, one more star is printed and my j value is 5. So this is how it's going to happen. Any doubt in this case? So this is how it's going to happen. Next, again, what's going to happen? Again, my I value will be incremented to 3 once again. And what will happen to my j value once again? My j value will be reinitialized to 1. Of course, the condition is true, the star will be printed. And this will be 2. One more time, the star will be printed. And one more time, the star is going to be printed. And again, what's going to happen? One more time, the star is going to be printed. So this is how my star is going to be printed. Right? Again, similar thing is going to happen for I value equal to 4 as well. Again, this j will be reinitialized to 1 once again. So what's going to happen? One more star will be printed. One more star will be printed. One more star will be printed. One more star is going to be printed over. I hope you are getting my point. And what will happen to my I once again? My I value is going to become 5. I value is going to become 5. And then what's going to happen? Since my condition is false, I cannot proceed further with the for loop. Since this condition is false, so what will be the final answer? So this star, whatever you are saying, is going to be the final answer for this particular question. Any doubts in this case? Any doubts with respect to this?
No, sir.
Sorry. எல்லாருக்குமே clear தானே? For each and everyone who is over there. The customer lallapa, this concept is not difficult, right? Am I overdoing this? Should I need to start from basics or something? எல்லாருக்குமே clear இருக்கா? Crystal clear?
Yes, sir.
I think ப்ராப்பரான லெவல்ல இருந்தா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I hope. ஏன்னா மறுபடியும் வேரியபிள்னா போர் அடிக்கும். So it's an boring thing again. எனக்குமே வேரியபிள் எடுத்துக்கலாம். Of course I know it's basics, but அந்த அளவுக்கு சூப்பர் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்காது. கரெக்டா? Only problems will make the classes interesting. Difficult problem na இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கும். நீங்க தான் சொல்லுவீங்க சார் டிஃபிகல்ட் ப்ராப்ளம்னாலே தலைவலி சார். பட் நோ, I'll tell you how easy it is to solve a hard level problem in lead code. வரும்போது சொல்றேன், ஓகேவா? When we are coming to the class, I will teach you that. Is it clear, guys? எல்லாருக்கும் கிளியரா? ஏன்னா சில பேர் தான் ரிப்ளை பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. Great, guys. Great. So, shall we move on to the next thing then? Okay, fine. I hope this is clear. So, we'll just code this particular thing. We'll just code this thing. The ரெண்டு லாங்குவேஜ்ல கோட் பண்ணலாமா இல்ல என்ன லாங்குவேஜ் வேணுமா உங்களுக்கு? What is the preferred language that you want? Can you command it down in the chat box? ஜாவாவா பைத்தானா? See, ரெண்டுமே சேமா தான் இருக்க போகுது. இந்த ஒரே ஒரு क्वेश्चनக்கு I will code it in two different languages. Okay. Whatever language that you are preferring, I think we can go with this. Can you mention it in the chat box, guys? What language you prefer? ஜாவாவோ பைத்தானாங்கிற மாதிரி ஜஸ்ட் chatல மட்டும் போட்டு விடுங்க so that I can have a look into it. Okay, நிர்மலாக்கு பைத்தான் next. சொல்லுங்க.
I have one doubt that is actually I don't know about others. I'm right now third year. I think most of them are actually first year and second years actually, I think. So actually I got like a year at time, right? So is it good if I take Python? I'm particularly comfortable with Python, but for me Java is not comfortable because I didn't put much into it. So would you suggest me to take Python or Java?
பைத்தான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்கன்னா ப்ளீஸ் கோ வித் பைத்தான். ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து அதான் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். நீங்க பைத்தான் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா ப்ளீஸ் கோ வித் பைத்தான் இட் செல்ஃப். இப்போ என்ன கேட்டீங்கன்னா லைக் when I was in my college, I used to code in C++. C++ நான் கோட் பண்ணுவேன் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் டெம்ப்ளேட் லைப்ரரி. இங்க வந்துட்டு I just learned Java, Python, என்ன லாங்குவேஜ்னாலும் I can code it. லாங்குவேஜ் ஸ்விட்ச் பண்றது ஒரு மேட்டரே இல்லை. பைத்தான்ல கம்ஃபர்டபுள்னா ப்ளீஸ் கோ வித் பைத்தான். ஒரு பிரச்சனையுமே இல்லை. பாத்தீங்க அல்கோரிதம்
ஜாவால படிச்சு பண்ண டைம் இருக்குமா? I just have 1 year ahead of me.
You can stick with Python itself. ஒண்ணுமே ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை. இப்போ என் தம்பி இருக்காரு. என் தம்பி என்னன்னா C++ல கோட் பண்ணுவான். இப்போ சில பேர் ஒவ்வொருத்தங்களுக்கு ஒரு லாங்குவேஜ் ப்ரிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கும். கரெக்டா? இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கம்பெனி வந்து ஜாவா கேக்குது அப்படின்னா ஒரு 5 daysல லேர்ன் பண்ணுங்க. லேர்ன் பண்ணிட்டு ஜாவா இன்டர்வியூல போய் உட்காருங்க. புரியுதா? பைத்தான்ங்கிறது உங்க தமிழ் மாதிரி வச்சுக்கோங்க. தமிழ் தானே மதர் டங் உங்களுக்கு.
ஆமா, எஸ் சார். ஆமா.
பைத்தான் வந்து தமிழா வச்சுக்கோங்க. மீதி ஜாவா வந்து இங்கிலீஷா வச்சுக்கோங்க. அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஓகே சார். ப்ராப்ளம்
சால்விங் பேசுறது சேமா தான் இருக்க போகுது. இப்போ பிரின்சிபல்கிட்ட பேசுறீங்க, தமிழ்ல பேசினாலும் ஒரே மாதிரி தான் பேசுவீங்க, இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசினாலும் ஒரே மாதிரி தான் பேசுவீங்க. கரெக்டா? அதுதான் ப்ராப்ளம் சால்விங். லாங்குவேஜ் டசன்ட் ரியலி மேட்டர். எப்படி பேசுறீங்கிறது தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். தட்ஸ் வாட் தி கம்பெனி இஸ் லுக்கிங் ஃபார். பைத்தான் ஒரே ஒருத்தர் தான் ரிப்ளை பண்றீங்க. ஆத்தீஸ்வரன் அப்புறம் நிதேஷ்ரீ மட்டும் தான். What happened to
எனக்கும் பைத்தான் சார்.
ஓகே, நீங்க chat boxல மட்டும் போட்டு விட்டுருக்கமா. We'll stick on with Python itself. எல்லாருக்குமே வா. ஆகாஷ்க்கு அப்புறம் இவருக்கு சாமுக்கு. Don't worry, I'll be teaching you basics of Python, guys. ரொம்பவே ஈஸியா இருக்க போகுது. ஓகேவா? I'll handle you and go. You need not worry about those things. எனக்கு என்னன்னா என்ன ப்ரிஃபர் பண்றீங்கன்னு தெரியும். Just want to know it. நீங்க தோசை கேட்டா நல்லா தோசை எடுத்துட்டு வர முடியும். கரெக்டா? எனக்கு எந்த சப்பாத்தி தான் இருக்கு, சப்பாத்தி தான் தருவேன். I cannot bring it up. Whatever you are asking for, that only I will be able to bring. Right? We'll stick on with Python itself, guys. Okay, va? Great. So code பண்ணலாமா? ஒன்னும் பெருசான டிஃபரன்ஸ் இல்லை guys. ரெண்டுமே சிமிலரா தான் இருக்கு. If you're able to understand the algorithm, you can code in any language. Right? இது நம்ம பைத்தான்ல வந்து நான் பேசிக்கா என்னென்ன வேணுங்கிறத மட்டும் சொல்லிடுறேன். I'll tell you what are the things that we need. So basically in Python, of course, we'll be declaring a variable. So you need not mention any integer or you need not mention it as anything, right? So you can just mention a number over here, which is a value is 10. I will complete this within 2 minutes, please. Okay. 1 second. Hope my screen is visible. Screen தெரியுதுல்ல? So a value I'm having it as 10 and I'm going to print this a. Okay. I'm going to print this a. So very simple, whatever things that you want. Let's say I'm going to declare one more thing called as B, and I'm going to declare something called as AGH technical. Either print பண்ணனும்னா you can simply use print and I can simply use this p over here. இந்த மாதிரி தான் ஆக போகுது. Very very simple thing. So for printing in C, you would have used something called as printf. In Python, you will be using very very simple thing, right? If I run this, what I'll be getting? I'm getting both these things over here. Let's say I want to have both the things in same line here. What you'll be doing? You will be using this n, and you will be giving a ending point similar to this over here. And for this as well, I'm going to give it as n, and I'm going to give this particular thing over here. If I run this, what I'll be getting? As we can see, I'm getting 10 and AGH. I would like to have few spaces in between this, sir. Okay, fine. I'll be giving a space where you can expect a space between these two things. 10 ko AGH ko தாராளமா நம்ம ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கு. சரி இல்ல சார் எனக்கு காலன் வேணும் அதுக்கு in between நாலும் you can just give a colon so that we can expect a colon between these two things. I am only teaching you whatever is required for pattern programming base. Okay. Later, what according to the requirement, we will change our things. We will be having array, we are having dictionary, we are having so many things, tuples, and we are having so many things. You need not worry about those things as of now. So as of now, we will stick on with this itself. I hope it is clear, right? So let us say how we are going to have for loops here in Python. In Python, it is very simple. So let's say I want to print a for loop. I want to print a for loop from 1 to 5. எப்படி போறோம் போறோமா? So I'm going to have for I in range எங்க இருக்கு வேணும்? I want to print all the numbers from 1 to 5. எப்படி போட போறோம்? So 1 ன்னு போடுவோம், which is the starting point, and I'm going to have the 6, and I'm going to give a colon over here. So I'll teach you there is something called as indentation in Python, guys. அதை நான் என்னன்னு சொல்றேன், so that most of the freshers will commit mistake in this. So I'm going to teach you one thing, which is now for loop many போட்டுக்கறேன்மா. First நான் for loop சொல்லிடுறேன், then I will teach you what is indentation. Okay. So for in C language, you will be declaring one variable, right, which is I, and this is going to be in range. எங்க வரைக்கும் போகுதுமா? It's going to start from 1, and it is going to go till 6. Then what should I be doing? Then I should be printing this. எப்படி print பண்ண போறோம்? எதை print பண்ண போறோம்? We are going to print this I value, comma. I'm going to give the end as colon. Since I want every numbers to be ended with a colon, that's why I'm just giving this colon over here. Right. So then what should I suppose to give after giving this colon? So very very simple. Run பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா you should be getting 1 2 3 4 5. Sir, what is indentation, sir? I'm not getting what is indentation. ரொம்ப simple ma. நம்ம looping எல்லாம் பார்த்திருப்போம் கரெக்ட்டா? In C language or whatever language it is, we would have seen something called as looping, கரெக்ட்டா? In Python, generally we use something called as indentation. We use something called as indentation. Sir, how this indentation will work? Very simple. நான் இங்க போட்டிருக்கேனாமா? I have just added one colon over here, right? I have added one colon over here. இங்க இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி just ஒரே ஒரு enter கொடுங்க. Just click on one enter. Enter கொடுத்தா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்பேஸ் எடுத்துட்டு வருதா? Is it bringing to a particular space? It is not that if I click on enter, it is moving to the last. இங்க எடுத்துட்டே வரல கரெக்ட்டா? Where it is bringing? It is bringing to this particular part. If I paste this, what am I getting? I am printing this particular thing over here. Right? இல்ல சார், நான் தெரியாம இங்க போட்டேன். எனக்கு ப்ராப்பர் இன்டென்டேஷன் எடுத்துட்டு வரணும். I want to bring it to a proper indentation அப்படினாலும் just give a tab. Tab கொடுத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா it will be coming to a proper space. இந்த for loop இதுதான் space. இதுக்குள்ள இருந்தா அது ரன் ஆகும். Suppose if I am putting this print over here, this will not be considered under the for loop. நமக்கு எரர் தான் வரும். தெரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? Can you see this? I am getting an issue. This print should be present inside the box of this for loop. So அதுக்கு நம்ம tab கொடுத்தோம் அப்படின்னா then it should be working perfectly without any issues. I hope you are getting the scenario, guys, whatever I am trying to say.
Yes, sir.
இதுல ஏதாச்சும் டவுட் இருக்காமா? Any doubts you are having for this particular thing? Crystal clear இருக்கா? I hope it is crystal clear.
No doubt, sir.
Great. So இதே நான் இங்க இன்னொரு if condition தர போறேன். I'm going to give one more if condition. Let me just remove this. So inside my if condition, what I am going to give is if I modulus of 2 is equal to 0 ன்னு கொடுப்போம். Of course, என்னெல்லாம் நம்மளுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கிறோமோ for loop இல்ல if condition, இந்த looping சம்பந்தமா வருது எல்லாத்துக்குமே we are going to give a colon over here. இங்க நம்ம எப்படிமா பண்ண போறோம்? How am I going to do? Can I go and give it over here? இது if condition குள்ள வருமா? See, very very simple ma. இப்போ நான் இங்க print ன்னு கொடுத்தேன் அப்படின்னா will it be coming inside the if condition? வரவே வராது.
No.
Which will not be under the shadow of if condition. கரெக்ட்டா? எப்போ if condition குள்ள வரும்? Very simple. I am going to give a tab over here. ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் மா. கன்ஃபியூஷன் ஆக வேணாம். இப்போ வந்து நான் if condition குள்ள இருக்கேன். இப்போ நான் எங்க இருக்கேன்? I'll tell you this. I'll tell you how exactly this is working. Okay. So I'll erase this as well. So this is for loop, and inside this I'm having my if condition. And inside this the print statement is correct. Inside this I'm having my print statement. இப்போ perfect I'm having it perfectly. Right. இப்போ இந்த print statement நான் for loop குள்ள எடுத்துட்டு வரணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I just don't want inside this if condition, if statement. I want to bring this print outside this if condition. How can I bring this case? What is the easier way of doing it? Very, very simple. This print, I'm going to put it over here. அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும்? Very, very simple. I'll be giving one backspace over here. That is one delete over here. I hope you're getting it. If you delete பண்ணோம்னா என்னமா வரும்? If I'm giving one backspace, it's not delete, I'm sorry, it's backspace. If I do like this, what I'll be getting this? Definitely, I'll be getting இங்க என்ன வந்துரும் நமக்கு? I'll be getting my print over here. Now I want this print outside my for loop, sir. I want to get this print outside my for loop. அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணுமா? Very simple. After coming over here, just give one more backspace. Know where it is. Where am I having my print statement? My print statement is outside this. My print statement is existing over here. Now I want to bring this print statement inside my for loop. அதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? What am I going to do for it? Very simple. I'm going to give a single tab over here. If I give single tab, where am I getting this? I'm getting this inside this box. I'm getting this print inside this box. One more thing. I want to bring this inside this if statement as well. Then what I should supposed to do? One more tab if we give it. Where this print statement I'm getting? This print statement I'm getting inside this if statement. I hope it is clear, guys. Any doubts with respect to this? Any doubts with respect to this? This is how the indentation is going to work. So basically, let's say you are inside Chennai, right? From Chennai, you want to get into Tamil Nadu, right? From Tamil Nadu, you want to get into India or layer marima. This is layer 3 la irkinga. Layer 3 la I want to go to layer 2, then I want to go to layer 1. Layer 1 la irkinga, I want to go to layer 2 kenna kuda poring. What you are going to give? You are going to give tab. You are in layer 2. If you again want to get into layer 3, again one more tab I am going to give over. Is it easy or difficult? It's very, very easy. Correct? Any doubts with respect to this case? Without indentation, without indentation in the sense? Some respond without indentation in the sense. First of all, is the indentation clear, guys? You guys are having any doubts with respect to indentation?
No doubt, sir.
No doubts with respect to this, right? Great, man. Then doubt please post it in the chat box so that I can this thing accordingly. I can manage it accordingly. No doubts with respect to this, right? Maybe only few are responding. What happened to others? I want everybody of you to respond properly. Great, Sanjita. Great, awesome. So next problem move panlamada. So we'll try to learn how to give this thing over here, and then we'll go on to various other things. Okay. I hope it should be clear for you, right? So either I'm going to give a nested for loop over here. So I'll share you all these codes, guys. I'll share with you all these codes. You need not worry about it, and we are going to give a proper structured node as well. Further, I needed time. We'll be uploading that in our LMS, or we'll be sending it in your WhatsApp group. Whatever WhatsApp group that we'll be creating, we'll just we'll be sending it over there. For every classes, we'll be having an assignment base. We'll be giving the same type of question. If, for example, lead code 2 sum or problem I hope you'd have heard that problem. And the problem based on that, I'll be giving you 5 or 6 questions. Based on the same, I'll be giving you 5 or 6 questions. Only if you solve it, you will get a confidence. If you're not practicing, if you're not, into those problems, definitely you're not going to get any confidence. I hope you're getting my point. Right. So that's why we code pannalam. Let us see how I'm going to have a nested for loop. Very simple. I in range எப்படிமா இருக்க போகுது? How am I going to get it? So I 1 லேருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சு I want எவ்வளோ காலம்ஸ் வேணும் எனக்கு? How many columns do I need? எப்படி இருக்குமா இங்க? I need 4 rows and 4 columns, right? For that, what am I going to give? I value starting from 1 and it is going to go till 5. Yes, sir, 5 கொடுக்குறீங்க. Why you are giving 5? That is because how it's going to go 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 வந்துச்சுன்னா stop ஆயிடும். Only 4 times it's going to execute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 times it's going to come. When it comes to 5, it will stop. That's it. Again, next, what I was supposed to do? Again, I'm going to give my J in range of how am I going to have this range? எவ்வளோ இதுமா இருக்கு? Again, it is going to go from 1 to 5. Then I'm going to give this print statement. Inside this print statement, what am I going to give? I'm going to give a star over here. Right. I don't want this to be moved on to the next line. That's why I'm going to give this in whatever I have told you over here. I have told you, right? Everything is interrelated. Whatever I'm teaching, every word, whatever is coming from my mouth is interrelated. Okay. So then what I was supposed to give? Then in order for this to move on to the next line, I'm going to give this simple print over here. But run mama. Now let us try to run this. If I try to run this, what I'm getting? It's very simple. I'm getting 4 stars over here with the proper space. The same technique, whatever we have used within, the same technique we have used over here. Now with this, we will analyze the time and space complexity as well, but currently we need not do it. Any doubts, guys? I hope it should be pretty clear. So we will, for whomever is finding it difficult, whomever is finding it easy, so I will step by step raise my level. You need not worry about it. I'll raise my level step by step. You need not worry about it as of now. Fine. So next, shall we move to the next problem? We have successfully solved one pattern problem. Right. We will try to solve next problem, which is going to be our problem number 2. Don't worry, I will wind up with this particular problem. Next few problems I'll be giving to you as a homework. Okay. So in problem number 2, how am I going to have this problem number 2, guys? Very, very simple. I'm going to have it as 1. So let's say I'm going to have user is going to give n value as 5. User is going to give me n value as 5. So what am I going to get? What am I going to have over here? I'm going to have over here as 1, 1, 1, 1. Then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So this is for n value equal to 5. Again, for n value equal to 4, what should I be getting? 1, 1, 1, 1. 0, 0, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 1. 0, 0, 0, 0. Right. I hope you're getting my point. So this is n value equal to 5, and this is n value equal to 5, and this is n value equal to 4. Any doubts with respect to this, guys? And of course, how we are going to solve this particular problem? If the n value is 3, how we should supposed to get? If the n value is 3, we are supposed to get it as 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Right. How many of you have already solved this particular question, guys? யாரெல்லாம் போட்டிருக்கீங்க already? போட்டிருக்கீங்கல்ல? Okay. What about others? நிமலா கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. We will raise our bar, okay? கொஞ்சம் இவங்களுக்குலாம் ரெடி ஆயிட்டோம். We'll raise our bar shortly. We'll move on to the medium or hard level questions after this. ஒரு 5 minutes மட்டும் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. I can understand எனக்குமே ஒரு மாதிரி இதுவாக தான் இருக்கும், பட் I want everybody to come. சஞ்சிதா போட்டிருக்கீங்களாமா நீங்க? சஞ்சிதா whomever it is, சஞ்சிதா ஆதீஸ்வரன், ஏதாவது ஐடியா இருக்கா இந்த கொஸ்டினுக்கு?
No, sir.
ஆதீஸ்வரன் போட்டிருக்கீங்களா? எஸ் ஆர் நோவா?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. எப்படி மேம் போடுறது? Any idea that you are getting with this? patterns first எடுக்க உடனே என்னமா pattern follow பண்ண போறோம்? What is the first thing that we should supposed to do? We should make sure that we are numbering the rows and columns. Of course, this is one of the pattern that we are doing. In the pattern, we are having some 4 or 5 questions, right? So, what is the first thing that we are going to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, over here, I'm going to have it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this is the row number and this is the column number that I'm going to have. This is the row number, as you can see. And above is the column number that I'm having over there. Row number and column number. Right. So, என்னமா relate பண்ண முடியுது? What is the thing that you can relate? So, one thing I can say, for all the odd numbers, what am I having? For all the odd numbers, I'm having it as 1. Correct? For all the odd numbers, I'm having it as 1. And for all the even numbers, I'm having it as 0. And for all the odd numbers, I'm having it as 1 again. And for all the even numbers, how am I having it, guys? Even numbers, for all the even numbers, I'm having it as 0. And for all the odd numbers, I'm having this as 1 again. Am I correct or not, guys? For all the odd numbers, I'm having it as 1. Then for all the even numbers, I'm having it as 0. Again, I'm having it as 1. Again, I'm having it as 0. Again, I'm having it as 1. So same pattern is being followed over here as well, guys. Just take over here. So just number this carefully. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What am I having over here? For all the odd numbers, I'm having it as 1. For all the even numbers, I'm having it as 0. Again, I'm having it as 1. Again, I'm having it as 0 over here. Right? One odd or even number, guys. 1 is definitely an odd number. 2 is an even number. 3 is an odd number. 4 is an even number. Right? So these are the odd and even numbers that I'm having with me. Right? So every போடலாம் guys, how this can be solved, how we can do it.
Maybe run a for loop first. அப்புறம் if வந்து divide by 2 0னா we will print 0. Else வெளிய கண்டிஷன்ல will print 1.
யார் ஆதீஸ்வரன் சொன்னீங்களா?
Yes sir.
சூப்பர் சூப்பர். கிரேட். சாம் போட்டிருக்கீங்களா அதுக்கு முன்னாடி? நடத்திருக்கேன் அந்த கொஸ்டின். Very simple. I modulus of 2 not equal to 0 na print 1.
Sir, but I have idea about that.
புரியல. I have idea about that.
இதர போட்டதில்ல சார், ஆனா ஐடியா இருக்கு சார் அது எப்படி போடலாம்னு.
ஓகே சூப்பர் பா சார். நம்ம ஐடியா வராதவங்க those who are not getting idea, please don't worry. Okay, வா கிளாஸ்ல மட்டும் சின்சியரா லிசன் பண்ணிட்டு உட்காருங்க. It's my assurance that you will be getting everything. You need not worry about all those things. Whatever I'm saying, try to do it, guys. Very sincerely. Okay, next step. I'll come back to this. So as you can see, so this is I or j value, guys. This is definitely I value, correct? So this is going to be I value and this is going to be j value. This entire thing is I value and this entire thing is j value, right? So எப்படி கோட் பண்ண போறோமா? How am I going to code it? Shall we move on to the coding part? ரொம்ப easy, correct? It's a very easy thing. எப்படி பண்ணலாம்? Let me move on to this. And over here நான் என்ன பண்ண போறேன்? I'm going to give my for loop. For loopல எப்படிமா இருக்க போகுது? So for I in range of எப்படி இருக்க போகுது? So I is going to start from 1 and let us make sure that we are getting the number as well. n வச்சுக்கலாமா? Let me declare a value over here and it's going to start from 1 to n, right? And for this j as well, it's going to start in the range from, and it's going to start from 1 to n, right? So then என்ன செக் பண்ண போறோம்? What is the one thing that we are going to check? இங்க தான் நம்ம பண்ண indentation யூஸ் ஆக போகுது, கரெக்ட்டா? Whatever indentation that we have learned, it is going to be very crucial over here, right? So what am I going to do with if என்னமா கொடுக்க போறோம்? What is the thing that we are going to give over here? If I or j I modulus of 2, if it is equal to 0 அப்படின்னா what I should supposed to print? I'll be printing 0 over here. Else what we should supposed to do? Else we should be printing 1 over here. Of course, space is mandatory. I should make sure that I'm leaving some space over here for both the things. அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? And then border space கொடுத்தா space is going to come. And for this as well, what should I suppose to have? For this as well, I should suppose to move on to the next line. Right, run பண்ணலாமா? Shall I run it? If I run this, what I will supposed to get? I am getting 1 1 1 1, 4 ones, then zeros, then ones, and then zeros over here. So these are the things that I am having with me. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts with respect to this? எனக்கு இன்னும் ஒரே விஷயம் சொல்லுங்க. I'm just sharing this code with you. I'll just share this code with you. So do we need 4 lines of code in order to do this? So who is an efficient programmer, guys? The efficient programmer is someone who codes optimal in terms of time and space complexity, as well as if you're supposed to consume very less lines of codes, correct? எனக்கு ஜாஸ்தியான மாதிரி இருக்கு lines. Do we need these 4 lines? Check பண்ணி சொல்லுங்க. Do we need these 4 lines? Kindly check it and let me know. இந்த 4 lines எனக்கு வேணுமா? So 4 lines எனக்கு தேவையே இல்லை, கரெக்டா? இதுல தான் டவுட் இருக்கா guys? First of all, any doubts you are having with respect to this question?
No, sir.
So everyone understands, right?
சார் அந்த 4 லைன்ஸ் போடலனா பிரிண்ட் ஆகாதுல்ல சார் இந்த
The
கண்டிஷன்
4 lines வேணாம் நம்மள ஆக்சுவலா. நான் சொல்றேன். I'll tell you how we should supposed to do it.
ஓகே சார்
Code share பண்ணிட்டேன். I'll just tell you what exactly that needs to be done. Okay. So screen தெரியுது இல்லடா? I hope my screen is visible. So இங்க நல்லா பாருங்க. Just have a look into it. So what is 1 modulus of 2 is? 1 modulus of 2 is nothing but 1. Correct? What is 2 modulus of 2? 2 modulus of 2 is nothing but 0. What is 3 modulus of 2? 3 modulus of 2 is nothing but 1. What is 4 modulus of 2? 4 modulus of 2 is nothing but 0. What is 5 modulus of 2? 5 modulus of 2 is nothing but 1. 6 modulus of 2 is 0. Can I use the same scenario?
எஸ் சார்
Can I use the same scenario? இதுக்கு பதிலா என்ன பண்ணலாம்? இந்த 4 lines பதிலா what is the one thing that I can add inside it? அந்த கண்டிஷன் நான் டைரக்டாவே போட்டுக்கலாமே, கரெக்டா? I'll remove this. After entirely removing this, what I should supposed to put in? Very, very simple. I'm going to give this print and I'm going to make it as I வரும். It's not me. I modulus of 2 and then I'll give space over here. முடிஞ்சிருச்சாடா? This is completed. If I run this, I'm getting the same answer, which is more efficient, which is looking more attractive. Definitely, this code looks more attractive. Correctங்களா? Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is how you should suppose to impress the interviewer. உங்க காம்படிட்டர் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? ஒரு 4 லைன் எழுதுவாங்க. நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? You should complete this within 1 line. These are the small ways. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய இருக்குடா. We have a lot of other things. Anyways, we are going to travel throughout, right, for the next 3 or 4 months. I will tell you all the techniques, whatever you're supposed to do. I hope the question is clear. I'll just share this as well. I'll just share this code with you. Yeah, ternary operator போலாம் Sam. This is even more better, right? Ternary operator இன்னொரு extra line வரும்ல. அதை விட இது பெட்டரா இருக்குல்ல. Great guys. I think we have come to the end of the session. Any doubts or any feedback, guys? இப்படி எடுத்துட்டு போகணும் சார், நீங்க போட்டது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு, இல்ல நீங்க போட்டது ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கு, anything like that? என்ன இருந்தாலும் kindly let me know so that I can bring accordingly, I can bring content accordingly. இந்த மாதிரி தான் எடுத்துட்டு போகணும். Programming is not difficult at all. The only thing is you are not learning it in the right way. யார்கிட்ட கத்துக்கிட்டீங்க, எப்படி கத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா, you don't know about it, but it's not difficult at all. You should learn it in a structured way. நிறைய ஷீட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்குமா ஆன்லைன்ல, you can check it out. But அந்த ஷீட்ஸ்லாம் என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னா, what I have noticed is it is not in a proper flow, and it can be in a proper flow. That's the one suggestion, that's the one personal feeling that I'm having. Thanks, Sanjita. Thanks. What about others, guys? எல்லாருக்குமே clear ஆமா? I think Nimala knows most of the things whatever we have seen. Don't worry, Nimala, from
No
tomorrow,
doubt, sir.
raise our bar from the next classes. Adishwan, I think Adishwan, a new student, I think he has joined in the there is a first class for many feedback. Adishwan, something.
Sir, உங்க பேஸ் கரெக்டா இருக்கு சார். அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டபிள் அண்ட் குட் சார்.
Easier, super. Great.
Yes, sir. பேஸ் கரெக்டா
Make sure
இருக்கு.
you are in the correct time. Okay, நீங்க you still have time. You need not worry about. நம்ம அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி எடுத்துட்டு போகணும். ஓகேவா? நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர் தானே, நான் தேர்ட் இயர் அப்படின்னு நினைக்க வேணாம். ஸோ ஐ வில் டேக் யூ அக்கார்டிங்லி. ஓகேவா? ஸ்பெஷலா நான் ஏதாவது ஐ வில் கீப் யூ சம் ஸ்பெஷல் கிளாஸஸ் நிறைய பார்த்துக்கலாம். ஒன்லி திங் இஸ் நிறைய டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணோம், அவ்வளோதான். பார்த்து யூ நீட் நாட் வரி அபவுட் தோஸ் திங்ஸ்.
No issues, sir.
ஃபோர்த் இயர்லாம் வந்துட்டு சால்வே பண்ணாம இருக்காங்க. டாப் 150 இன்டர்வியூ கொஸ்டின்ஸ். நீங்க அதை பத்தி எல்லாம் வரி பண்ணிக்காதீங்க. ஓகேவா?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Great guys, sir. Last program I know to do if else, but was losing mind blowing. Okay, Nimala, great. So புதுசா கத்துக்கிட்டீங்களா? Something you have learned. So great guys. So எல்லாருமே ஒரு peer programming பண்ணுங்க. So ஒரு group மாதிரி ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஓகேவா? Whatever doubts you are having, you can teach to your friends. இப்போ ஆத்தீஸ்வரனுக்கு போடல அப்படின்னா சாம் சொல்லி தரணும். சாமுக்கு போடல அப்படின்னா ஆத்தீஸ்வரன் should support teach. அந்த மாதிரி போனீங்கன்னா பியர் ப்ரோக்ராமிங் மாதிரி இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இருக்கும், எங்கேஜ் தான். ஓகேங்களா? So great guys, I think we can wind up with the session. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I'll stop with the recording as well.